Thank you.
Let's keep Burgos right now. That's all I've said. It's like, don't let me shame. You better shut that door next week, please.
All right, guys.
Mic check, 1 2 1 2.
All right. Good morning. Happy Media Day. Up first, we have Mr. Shane Burgos and Jonathan. Will you please get us started?
Just 1 second, Jonathan.
1 second, Jonathan. Just kidding.
It's too high.
All right, Jonathan, let's go.
Jonathan Ramlicon on 5 Regions Sports. Shane, only one time in your career have you lost 2 fights back to back. How are you able to, after a loss, bounce back and get back in there in that next fight?
I mean, every fight is different. Every situation, scenario is different. Looking at the last fight, took a lot away from that, but focusing fully on this one right here. And it was cool to have my date already booked from before I even fought my last fight, just having that booked and being able to get that bad taste out of my mouth going into this one. I let that shit go completely, and I'm focused fully on Yamamoto.
Awesome. Thanks for your time, my man. Good luck. It's Friday.
Thank you.
Madi.
Hey, Shane. This is your boy, Madi. I was speaking to you a little bit earlier in the week about Yamamoto and what you thought of him. How does his toughness play into this fight?
I mean, his toughness plays into the fight because, the main thing that I think about is the fact that I basically need that quick 6 or that second round finish. So his toughness is definitely in my head. I mean, I gotta take this guy out, and him being tough to take out is definitely gonna play a factor into it. But at the end of the day, I think I'm better than him everywhere. So my primary goal is to get that quick 6.
Absolutely. And we're looking forward to it. Thank you, Shane. See you on Friday.
Thank you.
Anik.
Shane, Anik Subramanian, Fightbook MMA, East Coast represent. One of the Pettis brothers and the Pitbull brothers faced off in Bellator last weekend. At the end of your careers, do you think the Burgos brothers can be the best duo to ever step foot in the cage?
For sure. My brother's over there. He's going to be probably fighting around fall. He's only 1-0 right now. He's only 21 years old, but that kid's got a brighter future than I do. So you expect him to go even further than I did in the sport. As for fighting on the same card, I never want to fight on the same card as him, though. I think I'll be able to do big things here. He'll come over, do some big things too. But I'd never put us on the same card, please.
Got it. Looking forward to it. And one more from me. I know you've been busy with fight camp. Were you able to do anything with your family for Father's Day? And if so, what did you do?
Yeah, I just got to spend time with them. That was awesome. I ended up coming to Atlanta late on Sunday, so I did have to leave Father's Day, but I got to spend the whole morning with them, had breakfast with them, went to my in-laws' pool, spent the most of the day with them. So can't wait to get back. I'm having my third daughter really soon, any day now. So I'm leaving. As soon as the fight's done on Friday night, I'm leaving Saturday morning, getting back home, making sure I'm there for the upcoming arrival of my next baby girl.
Well, congratulations, and looking forward to seeing you compete on Friday.
Thank you.
Corey Newman.
Hurricane Shane, what's going on, my man? Valesgate, New York representative here.
Yeah, let's go.
How's fight week been going?
It's been great. It's been absolutely awesome. It's been smooth. My first time in Atlanta. It's a beautiful city. I'm loving it. I actually got an Airbnb a little bit away from the hotel just to get away and focus more on my. It's been absolutely amazing.
Good. So your UFC schedule, you never fought on 8 weeks notice back to back. I know that's very hard to do. This is going to be your first time competing on 8 weeks notice in quite a long time, if I'm correct. What kind of changes went on in your camp with this kind of 8 week kind of period in betwing the fights?
So it was actually 10 weeks, almost exactly. It was exactly 10 weeks. So that makes a little bit more of a difference, those 2 extra weeks. I have fought, not recently, but I have fought in the past pretty back to back, like especially when I was amateur, I had 5 fights in like 10 months. So it's kind of bringing me back to those days. But obviously I'm getting paid a lot more because back when I was amateur, I wasn't getting paid at all. So there's more incentive this way. And like I said before, I have a bad taste in my mouth about my last fight. So to get that taste out, let it go, focus fully on this one was huge. But yeah, completely different training camp. For that first fight, it was basically balls to the wall, full steam. This one had to be a little bit of a taper down process, then taper back up, then taper back down because you're kind of recovering from that fight camp. But the way the season structure is, it's just basically like one big fight camp. So I think the smart thing to do is start it off hard and then try to maintain staying in shape for the rest of the season. So that's basically what I've done.
That's interesting. Thank you very much for your time.
No problem.
I'm really looking forward to the fight on Friday night, and good luck, man.
Thank you.
Joshan.
Hey, Shane, it's Jose Montesino for Panda Sport Clubs. How are you?
I'm good, man. How are you?
Good. Thank you for asking. So, Yamato is only 20 years old, and he was 3 years unbeaten until he fought Clay Collor in PFL. How's your preparation against someone so young, but at the same time with so much experience in the combat world?
Yeah, I'm not putting too much stock into his age, aside from experience when it comes to high-level competition. I think that matters more. Yeah, he actually has more fights than me, but if you look at the level of competition that I faced compared to what he's faced, I don't think it's really comparable. And that's not taking anything away from the guys that he's fought, but I just feel like I fought in that higher stage before. I've been under those really high pressure circumstances, and I don't think he's had those experiences. And not only that, like I'm 12 years older than the guy. This life experience in general, my grown man strength. I think there's a bunch of factors that are playing into my favor.
How you prepare yourself, knowing that you need a quick 6 against someone? Let's say it doesn't matter who you have in front. The how's your mentality and how difficult it is for you to go knowing that you need to kill someone in order to go to the playoffs?
It's getting me more excited, honestly. It's getting me more excited to fight because we're both in the same position where we kind of need, we both need the finish. We both have 0 points right now. We both need a finish. We need it pretty early. So I'm excited to get somebody that's going to come in there and try to take me out because that's exactly what I'm going to do. It's going to make for a fun fight for the fans. And I think it's going to force a finish. And by any means necessary, I'm getting that finish, but I can't see this fight going past the second round. I really think I get it done in the first, maybe the second.
Thank you and good luck.
Thank you.
Patrick.
Hey, Shane, this is Pat Corey from Combat Sports UK. So you mentioned both of you guys needing a finish, but I don't know if you've looked at statistics much. Nishikawa has an 85% finish rate. How excited does that make you knowing it will be a head-on car crash?
Love that. I just said it in the last one. I love that he's coming for the finish. I'm coming for the finish. We both have to get the finish. I mean, a win over him by decision, it's not going to mean as much for my career as it would for him. He beats me. He kind of takes my just being honest, I have more of a name than him. There's more pressure on me to get the win and to get the finish because I'm supposed to on paper. You know what I mean? More people know me. That doesn't mean shit. But again, way more pressure on me than it is for him. But I love the fact that he has to get that finish too if he wants to qualify for the playoffs.
And something that maybe slipped under the radar as of late, this card, you're sharing it with a teammate of yours, Solomon Renfro. How excited are you for that? And how good is it, having a teammate who's also fighting, also weight cutting in this fight week?
Yeah, it's cool. Super short notice, but kid's been ready. He's been ready for the big show for a while. He's in shape. He's ready to go. Super explosive. I'm super excited for his debut. And you guys aren't going to want to miss that. He's the third fight on the card, but it's going to be a fucking banger.
And obviously not looking past Nishikawa, but if you win here, you get a big win. Is there an opponent in mind you'd love to meet in the playoffs? Maybe a rematch with Olivier Aubin-Mercier, Clay Collor? What are you looking at?
Oh, of course, I would love a rematch. Who doesn't want a rematch? And that's the one thing I like about the season structure is that the rematch is kind of in sight. Other organizations, you don't really know if you'll ever get a rematch. So obviously, I would love the rematch. I'd love it for 5 rounds too. But I'm not looking past Yamato. I'd be stupid to do that. Especially, like I said, there's way more pressure on me to get this win. I have to focus solely on this dude. I'm not worried about anybody else but him.
Great, man. Looking forward to it.
Thank you.
Gavin.
Hi, Shane. How eager are you to show your full ability in the cage since obviously your last fight was very frustrating for you?
Oh, I'm super eager. I can't wait to get that bad taste out of my mouth, fix the fucking wrongs, get back to the winning ways.
And do you change anything in training now that the PFL is kind of more geared
Yeah.
towards first round finishes?
Yeah, I mean, the training's been a completely different camp than the last one. The last one was just, I treated it like a regular camp. This one is going right back into the camp. So I had to taper it down a little bit and try to maintain being in shape instead of trying to ramp it up to get into shape. So it's been more of a maintenance and more focused specifically on game planning. But then on top of that, again, talking about having to get that first or second round finish, it's been more about being a quicker starter and looking for the finish in different situations, not just on the feet or in the clinch or on the ground, just trying to find that finish and force the finish in these different positions.
Okay, thanks. Good luck.
Thank you.
Jay Christian.
Hurricane Shane Burgos, how are you, brother?
I'm good, man. How are you?
I'm doing all right. Jay Christian Gary, your Focus Fights. First of all, congrats on the future addition to your family. I know that you're probably just about ready to go see your wife and, enjoy what am I trying to say? Enjoy the fruits of your labor, so to speak. But
Thanks.
First of all, no problem, man. But first of all, when it comes down to this fight, I know that you're coming off a loss in the PFL, but has your team had any time to, do a little research on Yamato Nishikawa?
Of course. That's their job. They're super professional. And yes, of course.
Oh, understood. And when it comes down to this fight, I know you've been saying on and on over these last 10 or so minutes that you need a quick six. You need a first round finish. Let's just say, if you do get that first round finish, do you think that the road to the PFL Lightweight title and Olivier Aubin-Mercier would be easier, so to speak?
What do you mean?
I mean, basically what I'm saying is, do you think that, if you do get this quick six off Yamato, do you think that the path to the world title and $1 million would be easier for you?
I don't want to say easier at all. I don't think there's no opponent that's going to be easier, but I think I'm not looking past this dude. I'm going to get the quick six. Like I said, the latest is going to go is the second round. But after that, we'll worry about the next guys. But the guys that are going to be in the semifinals aren't going to be easy at all. So I can't see it being a easy path to the title. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get what you're saying, brother. And one more thing, when it comes down to, your end goal, obviously it's to win the $1 million. But let's just say, if you were to go ahead and, put the gloves in the center of the cage right now, what would people want? What would you want people to remember about your fight career, even if you don't get the $1 million at the end of the season?
Well, I will get the $1 million within the season, but I want people to remember me as a fighter's fighter, a guy that left his heart in the cage, put his blood, sweat, and tears on the line every single time, and somebody that always gave it his all. There's no quitting me. There's no giving up in me, and I feel like I showed that in all my fights, and that's what I want to be remembered as.
Understood, man. Other than that, good luck against Nishikawa on Friday night. We'll be looking forward to it.
Thank you, sir.
No problem.
Dylan Rush, last question.
My man.
What's up, Shane? How you doing?
What's up, bro?
As you mentioned, you're in the midst of one big fight camp this season format. Heading into your second bout of the season, are you happy with your decision to enter the lightweight division as opposed to featherweight, not having to cut an extra 10 pounds prior to each bout?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I hope I can curse. If I can't, I'll say absolutely, because I can't imagine doing the 45 10 weeks and then another 10. I can't imagine it, bro. It's been a huge I can't even say a weight lifted off my shoulder, because it still sucks to cut the weight. I mean, 55 is not easy. It's easier than 45. I just don't think I can make 45 anymore. I really don't.
So of course you're focused on this fight, but can we is it safe to say that for the foreseeable future, maybe for the years coming, you're a lightweight from now on?
Yeah, for sure.
Thanks, man. Good luck.
Thank you, brother.
All right, Shane. Thank you so much. Appreciate your time today.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
All right. If you have questions for Clay, please raise your hand. And Anik, please start us off. Yeah, sorry.
Clay, Anik Subramanian, Fightbook MMA. You landed over 150 strikes on your last opponent, and he still didn't go down. How tough was he compared to other opponents?
Man, I think everybody in this game's pretty tough at this point. The kid's got a warrior spirit, that's for sure. He was very defensive, so even though I was landing a lot of shots, some of them weren't as clean as I would have hoped. But yeah, shout out that Japanese kid, man. He's tough as nails.
Gotcha. And one more from me. A lot more MMA fighters are starting to cross over to boxing today. Some of them have fought PFL's own Jake Paul, who's making a quick rise in the sport. I don't know if anyone has done as well as you have in both sports. Who would be in your dream opponent in boxing, and who would be your dream opponent in MMA?
My dream opponent, man. Well, I'd love to beat up McGregor. I think that would be awesome. I think I could do that pretty easily, honestly, especially nowadays. As far as boxing goes, man, they brought over that Ollie Walsh kid. You know what I'm saying? He's Muhammad Ali's grandson. So, I'd like to fight him in either MMA or boxing. Let's get it.
His first pro match.
Yeah, welcome him to the big leagues. You know.
Love it. Thank you, Clay.
Nobody.
Oh, Gavin.
Hi, Clay. You're yet to get a finish in the PFL. With the standings being so close, are you worried that 2 decision wins won't get you the playoffs?
Man, we're just worried about the win. Well, I'm definitely going to be trying for the finish. I think this is a guy I can definitely put away. So I'm going to go in there and fight. Whatever happens, happens. I believe I'm going to do enough to make it to the playoffs.
Okay, thanks for your time. Good luck.
Patrick.
Hey, Clay, this is Penman Corey from Combat Sports K. So with Stevie Ray dropping his first fight, do you anticipate maybe a more aggressive Stevie Ray, looking for his takedowns early?
I honestly think he's going to try to stand with me a little bit at first until I start beating him up. And then he's going to try to take me down. But, I'm just going to go with the flow. That's how you got to fight. You can't really predict or prepare for anything. You just got to go in there and, just let the fight play out how it's going to play out. So I'm prepared for either him trying to wrestle or him trying to strike with me, and we're ready to go get the win.
And with the playoffs right around the corner, is there any opponent you would love to get matched up with? Obviously, I know you want the Shane Burgos matchup. You were hoping to get that for this week, but any others on your mind?
I think me and Burgos would be an exciting fight. I'd love to avenge my so-called loss to Haush Manafio. That one's been eating at me for a few years because I thought I did enough to win. So it'd be nice to get that one back.
Great, man. Looking forward to it.
Jonathan
Rumlicon, 5 Region Sports. Clay, given you get the win this Friday and you make the playoffs, how do you feel your experience factor, having a couple times making it to the PFL playoffs, will give you an edge going into this year?
I mean, I feel like everybody's prepared. I'd like to hope it would give me an edge, but I mean, I feel like everybody's going to be tough, and everybody's going to be a tough opponent to beat. So it's just doing what I need to do leading up to then, and just getting in there and getting it done.
Awesome. Thanks, my man. Good luck this fight.
All right. Anybody else have questions for Clay before we let him go?
Training's going great. Yeah, man, I trained so hard. I trained out of my toenail, man. My toenail busted off this training camp. You guys are asking Burgos all sorts of questions. He was in here forever. Come on.
Oh, okay. I got so. Corey, go ahead. And then Jay Christian.
Hey, Clay, Corey with Corey, Tunnel Vision Sports here. I was just wondering, I asked Shane about his training camp being the fights are on about 8 to 10 weeks here with the PFL season. He said that he kind of prepares for one big training camp. I was wondering if you do the same or if it's more structured towards each opponent.
So mine's definitely structured towards each opponent. I'm training all the time, full out all the time anyway. So I feel like that gives me an edge. I try not to take a whole lot of time off, just a week or so in between. So yeah, you know, we were definitely training for the specific opponent and scenarios depending on who we're fighting. So
and Stevie Ray is a veteran. He's been around the game for a while. He's a tough guy. With you being, winning your first fight and having 3 points, does that incline you to fight a little more defensively? Or I know you spoke about you think you could finish him and whatnot, but being that you have those 3 points, how does that affect your fighting style coming in?
I don't know if you ever watched any of my fights, but fighting defensive and is not in me. I'm a killer, man, and I'm going out there trying to kill these fools. So
awesome. I look forward to seeing you perform. I look forward to seeing you go ahead and try and get that big win. Thank you so much for your time.
Jay Christian.
Cassius Clay Colliard, how you doing, sir?
I'm great, sir.
Okay, Jay Christian Gary of Focus Fights Audio. Again, just wanting to ask you a couple questions. First of all, when it comes down to your next fight, obviously it's against Stevie Ray. But just like I asked the previous guy, Shane Burgos, do you feel that a quick 6 would potentially get you an opportunity to, make it an easier path to the PFL Lightweight title?
I mean, definitely. You get the quick step. If I get that quick 6, I'm at the top of the leaderboard. I get that number 1 seed. I fight the number 4 seed. So the thing is every one of these opponents is a game opponent and pretty tough, and that's why they're here in the PFL. So I don't think any way you look at it, it's going to be an easy road. But we're prepared for that hard road, and we're ready to take it. So
understood. And one more question, not pertaining to the PFL, but regardless of how you do in the PFL season this year, how soon do you think we'll get a chance to see you in them 10-ounce gloves boxing again?
It might be a little while, man. I'm focused on mixed martial arts. I think that's where I'm supposed to be. That's where I'm a little better. So maybe you'll see me box. I don't know. We'll I guess you'll have to stay tuned. Keep your eyes on Cassius.
Understood, Cassius Clay Colliard. Other than that, good luck on Friday against Braveheart Stevie Ray, man.
All right, Mills, last one for us.
Hey, how's it going? Cassius MMA Live on the Pub Sports Radio. Oh, can you hear me, Cassius?
Yes. Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, okay, my bad about that. So I just wanted to bring up the nickname a little bit, being that, Muhammad Ali did pass away June 3rd. Now we have his grandson fighting in the same organization with you. I mean, and you have his first name as your nickname, middle name. Has this ever felt like a surreal thing to where you're actually looking at it like, wow, I'm actually part of the same organization as Ali?
No, man. So my nickname is actually not Muhammad Ali. It's based off of a guy named Cassius Marcellus Clay. The dude was a total badass. He fought against slavery. He got shot at a press conference in the chest, and he chased the guy down and ended up stabbing the guy to death with a knife with a bullet in his chest. So that's who I took my name after. So if you want to Google him, check him out.
Wow,
Yeah,
you just put me up on wow. I'm so glad about that because I'm gonna find out who that is. Can you speak on it a little bit more? Like in your town, or like speak on him a little bit more.
Yeah, so it's actually a story my mother told me. My mother's a big nerd, always reading stories and stuff like that. So Cassius Marcellus Clay, his parents were actually slave owners. He was raised by a black nanny, and he had a huge problem with, he's like, we own these people? What? It doesn't make sense to me. So he actually fought against slavery. Abraham Lincoln gave him a job in some, I don't know the whole story, but that's who I'm named after. I've Googled it and read it, but it's been a while since I've read it. So yeah, if you just look him up, Cassius Marcellus Clay.
Love it, man. Love it, man. Let me just talk to you real quick about your last fight, man. You had great head movement in there, but you know, you did get put on the floor a couple of times by your last opponent. Are you going into this fight going into there with reckless abandonment, or are you going to go in there, you know, a little bit more sound?
Reckless abandonment.
Yeah, I'm just going in to fight, man. That Asian kid timed his kicks very well, and I slipped and fell down a couple times. But I mean, I don't see Stevie Ray being as quick and as clever with his leg kicks as that guy. So I'm just gonna go in there and do my thing, man. Foot on the gas pedal. That's how I fight. I'm gonna throw 500 punches in the fight like I normally do, and we're gonna go have fun.
Can't wait to see this.
All right. Yeah.
Yeah, Twister. So I mean, I wrestled around with Pettis. I grappled around with Pettis. I manhandled Pettis on the ground. You know, he felt a little weak to me. So yeah, dude, my grappling's improved tremendously since then as well. So I'm not. He wants to roll around on the ground. You know, come get it, because like I said in this last fight, man, you try to wrestle me, I might slap a choke on you and choke you unconscious. So.
Awesome. Thanks, Clay. Appreciate your time today. We're just
Thank you, guys.
Store, and then you'll be all done.
Thank you. Yeah. Yes.
Thanks, Clay.
Hey.
All right, guys, doing a little switch up in our order. Apologies, but we do have Stevie Ray here. So if you have questions for Stevie, please raise your hand.
Oh, like hold that even.
Oh.
All right. Gavin, start us off, please.
Hi, Stevie. Airtime with Gavin here. After reaching the final last year, you need a finish to progress. Will you change the approach to ensure a finish in the fight?
What was that? Sorry.
After reaching the final last year, you now need a finish to progress because you're on 0 points. Will you change your approach in the fight to get a finish?
Right. Yeah. Last year I had 0 points as well. I knew exactly what I needed last year. So I knew I needed the finish in 12 minutes and 34 seconds, I think it was. So yeah, obviously it does change it a little bit. You know, it gives you that more drive. This year's a little bit different because I don't know exactly what I need. There's a couple of fights after me. The main one is Shane Burgos and Nishikawa, because I could technically, you know, get 4 points or whatever and be going through, and then they could spoil the party. So, but yeah, I mean, obviously giving myself the best chance to qualify is getting a finish. So yeah, I mean, I come out to try and finish every guy I fight anyway. So from the first bell, I'm going to be trying to look for a finish.
Okay, thanks for your time. Good luck.
Thank you.
Excuse me, Patrick.
Hey, Stevie, this is Padman Corey from Combat Sports UK. So in a recent interview, you mentioned potentially retiring after the season. Is that a motivator going into this matchup even more, you know, because I think every athlete wants to retire on top of the game?
Yeah, to be honest, man, like I'm fucking really excited for this fight because, you know, it's like less pressure for me as well because I'm just going out there to enjoy it. You know, it's like, you know, it's like worst case scenario is still a good scenario for me. Worst case scenario is I lose, and it'll be the first time I've ever lost 3 fights in a row, and maybe that will just be. That would be like a message to say maybe it is the right time to hang it up and focus on someone else in my life. So that's although I don't want that, it's still like a happy part. But and then obviously if I win and I don't qualify, that's good because you know, I've just won potentially my last fight. I've beat a good guy and I've been paid a good amount as well. So. And then obviously if I qualify, then there's actually part of the qualifying that's a bit like, oh fuck, I've got to fight again in 6 weeks. But obviously, you know, that is the best scenario.
And the Clay Collar matchup, you know, he's a really, really good boxer. What excites you most about this matchup, and where do you see your advantages?
To be honest, I mean, it's always hard watching a fighter and thinking how it's going to be and stuff, like, because I've watched his boxing. I wouldn't say he's that good a boxer, that great a boxer anyway. In boxing, if you ever want to make it in boxing, you can't even lose. Like, you don't want to be losing 2 to 3 fights. His record was something I can't even remember what it was, but wasn't great for boxing. I mean, I would say it's more he's a volume puncher. That's so I wouldn't say it's his actual skill of the boxing. It's more the fact he throws so much numbers. But his boxing doesn't really faze me. Although I do feel like my grappling is going to be so much better than his. But yeah, I'm confident everywhere.
Right, man. Looking forward to it.
Thanks, man.
Anik.
Stevie, Anik Subramanian, Fightbook MMA. I know you've talked a lot about your career potentially ending soon. What is your favorite moment in the cage, and could you elaborate more on it?
So my favorite time was the first time I ever won in Glasgow when I fought in the UFC. They came to the Hydro. There was 13,000 Scottish fans there. They were all chanting my name, Stevie fucking Ray. And I won by first round knockout. I didn't have the best fight camp then either. I actually had a motorcycle accident 4 weeks before the fight. I couldn't do any grappling for a couple of weeks and stuff. So yeah, it wasn't the best camp, but I went in, won by first round knockout, and I got the bonus of the night as well. So that was, you know, an extra 50 grand, which was good. But now beating Pettis kind of up that, getting the finish against Pettis, twisting him because I kind of needed the finish. I managed to get. The only part that was obviously downside to that is the fact I never had the fans there, like the atmosphere. So, so I've got two. The first one was for the atmosphere, the Scottish fans going crazy, the moment. And then the second one's more for just like what happened. Yeah.
Awesome, Stevie. Excited to see you compete Friday, and best of luck.
Thank you, man.
Joshan.
Hi, Stevie. Jose Montesino from Panda Sports Clubs. How are you?
What's up, man? I'm all good.
Great. So you've been in a need of a knockout, and Clay being one of the most aggressive fighters on the PFL. How are you seeing this fight going? Probably in the first round.
Well, when I look at Clay, he is a good fighter. He's a dangerous fighter. That being said, I don't see him as like, he's not got the one punch power that I would say. I wouldn't say he's a huge hitter. He's not a submission specialist. He's more, like I said, his biggest thing that he's good at is the volume and the pressure of the shots. He throws a lot of shots, a lot of numbers. So to be honest, I'm not really fazed for that. I'm not going to make it a fight where, I'm hoping it's not a fight where at the end they're looking at the scorecards and, you know, there's 300 punches to 50 of mine or whatever. I'm going in there to try and finish him. So whether that's on the ground or on the feet, it'll be his volume punching versus my power punching.
One more question. Being last year in the finals and being in the same, almost in the same position as last year, regular season, how's your mindset? Is that something changed knowing that you surpassed last year's situation?
Yeah, that's it. It's like, that's what I love about the PFL. Like, you know, I lost the first fight, but I've still got a chance to qualify. And look at last year, I had 0 points. I had the top seed. I had the number 1 seed. I needed to finish Anthony Pettis. Yeah, I got it done. And I know I've got the skills to do that. I mean, a lot of your confidence comes from your training. And, you know, I see the results in training. I train with top level guys, top level coaching. I know how good I am. It's just about obviously displaying it on the night. So yeah, Friday night, we'll see.
Thank you and good luck.
Thank you.
Jay Christian.
Braveheart Stevie Ray, how are you, mate?
What's up, man? I'm all good.
Nope. Nothing much, chap. It's Jay Christian Gary of Focus Fights Audio. I just wanted to ask you a quick couple questions. First of all, I know some of the hardest of the hardcore have seen you compete in promotions like Cage Warriors and Bama. A lot of people remember you from fighting in the UFC. But what has fighting in these last couple of years in the PFL meant for you, other than trying to get at, as you Brits like to say, at the top of the table?
Well, just my whole experience fighting with the PFL has been amazing. Just all the PFL staff that I've met, you know, it's been great. I never really got a chance to get as close to UFC staff and even the bosses and stuff. Like, you know, I've been able to, you know, chat and speak and get close to Ray Sefo and Peter and even Don and yeah, some of the like really top people. We've been treated absolutely amazing. And yeah, I'm just so grateful for obviously the PFL giving me the opportunity that they did, and I feel blessed to be a part of the company.
Understood. And one more question. I know that over the course of this whole entire session, you've been contemplating retirement. Obviously, you've been talking about it this entire session so far. But let's just say after 37 fights, that this fight against Clay Collier, regardless of if you win or lose, could be your last fight. what would you hope that people would remember about your career as soon as you put those gloves in the center of the cage, if it does happen without you winning that $1 million at the end?
Yeah, what would I like to be remembered as? So when I retire, probably just that, I always came to fight. I always tried to make it exciting. Always showed a lot of heart, and a lot of people that know my whole story know why I fight. It's the biggest reason I fight is to provide for my family, for my wife and kids. So I'd like people to remember me as a hard worker, doing what needs to be done, and yeah, I've went out there and proved all the doubters wrong. Sometimes I've been the underdog a lot of times in the fight and got the job done. So yeah, I like to be remembered for that. But yeah.
I'm sorry if it was a loaded question, man, but still, all I gotta say is they ain't gonna take your pride, but they ain't gonna take your skill. No, they may take your pride, but they ain't gonna take your skill. So I wish you best at skill on Friday night, man.
Thanks, man. Thank you. I'm excited for it.
No problem.
All right, Steven, last question, please.
Hi, Stevie. How you doing, man?
What's up, buddy? I'm all good. How are you?
Good. Of course, great name as well. Steven, best name, right?
That's it, man.
We recently had the airing of the BBC documentary, Our Lives, obviously focused around yourself, your wife, your family. How did that opportunity come about?
I can't actually remember how it came around. I think, to be honest, I can't even remember how it initially came around, but I just remember speaking to a woman, Anne Claire and Christine, about doing a documentary, and there was talks of it. I think they maybe spoke to James as well. They were interested in maybe doing something with the fighters from higher level. So some of the younger fighters that they're still interested in maybe doing. So the prospects, if you like. And because there was at our gym, because we've got a couple of young prospects, and we've got fighters from all different ethnicities and countries and stuff, they were wanting to do that. And then when James, they said, have you got any fighters that are fighting for someone really big? Is there any? And then he was like, well, Stevie Ray's fighting for $1 million in a tournament in November. And they never knew about it. And they were like, oh, that sounds good. And then it basically came from that. Yeah.
So obviously the documentary gave you a chance to relive some things. So how was that for you, getting the chance to relive some of the things they filmed?
Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. When they were there doing it, it was a fucking bit of pain in the arse. But I remember even before the fight, they were having to come in, do extra media. Natalie was there, some stuff that I wasn't used to before. I'm one of those guys that I like to tunnel vision a little bit. When I'm fighting, all my concentration's on my fighting. Everything else gets ditched to the side. So yeah, you could say it was a little bit of a distraction, but the documentary turned out good. I was I was dreading how the final outcome was going to be, because I was crab at a lot of the time that they were filming. I was obviously dieting and whatever else. But yeah, it was a good turnout, and it was good for people to see what really goes on behind the scenes.
And obviously that's a big platform for you as well. So have you noticed anything different in terms of maybe notoriety coming into this fight?
In terms of what, sorry?
In terms of the notoriety of yourself coming into this fight, now you've had that platform.
Well, I think, I mean, it feels the same. I mean, people can see what really goes into the fight camp and how my life is. But yeah, I mean, my training everything else has still just been the same. I focus on the fight, focus on winning, and yeah.
And of course, since I am the last question, give us the hard sell. If someone was on the fence about tuning in tomorrow, what would you say to make them interested in your fight?
Just if anybody's on the fence of watching it, it's probably because they haven't watched much of Clay's fights or my fights. Any of the true MMA fans that have seen my fights and seen his fights should be excited for this fight. We both come and bring it. We've got different styles a little bit, and it's going to be an exciting fight. From the get-go, I'm going to try and knock his head off or something. And I'm sure he's going to try and do the same for me. So make sure you tune in from the start. I'm hoping it's going to be over quick, but it could end up a 15-minute war. So tune in.
I'm excited, man. Thanks for taking the time, and best to your daughter as well.
Thank you.
All right, Stevie, that's
Done.
it for this room. Thank you so
Next door, I
much.
think,
Let's go next door, and then you are all done for today. Thanks again.
So Umalatov speaks English, just so
He does?
yeah, he speaks great English. Yeah.
Oh.
That's what I was just saying. You're good. Yeah, jump in. Can we have him now?
Yeah.
Yeah, great. Jump in.
Okay, if he speaks.
He speaks
good
great
English,
English.
we're fine. We're good. All right, do you want to stay on the call just in case?
No, he's good.
Okay. All right, we're gonna get started then. All right. I'll let you know if it needs. All right. We have Umalatov here. Please raise your hand if you have questions for him. And Jonathan, let's get us started.
Jonathan Ramlakan, 5 Regions Sports. Magomed, all but one of your fights have come by finish so far. What do you feel about your style allows you to be such a good finisher?
What I feel about my style?
What makes you such a good finisher?
It's a reason for this for my style, because I start when I train. My first train was boxing. It's the reason why I like use my hands. And always when I fight, I try drop my opponent. I try to knock him out. It's my style. It's what I like.
Now, right now with the standings, it seems like we could be getting a matchup between you and Magomedkerimov. What do you feel like a battle between the Magomeds would look like?
It's a most popular question. We train together many years. We help each other. He like my older brother, but this is sport. This is like business, and he has one belt. Now my time. I wanna get belt for me.
Awesome. Thank you and good luck, man.
Thank you.
Anik.
Magomed, Anik Subramanian, Fightbook MMA. Nice to meet you. You and your opponent share a combined record of 29 wins and no losses. What makes you more excited? The opportunity to get a win or the opportunity to take away his undefeated record?
Yes, of course, we both undefeated. It's a very interesting fight. My goal, I gonna make him first loss, and I gonna still undefeated. It's my goal, and we will see this on this Friday. I'm gonna knock him out in the first round. I'm gonna get 6 points.
Got it. And one more from me. I know visa issues forced you out of the playoffs last year. Now that the semifinals will be in New York, do you know if you're cleared to compete if you get into the playoffs?
I'm so happy it will be in the US because I lost my chance in last year. And now I'm still hungry, and I'm gonna keep this season. I'm gonna take this belt.
Got it. Good luck and thank you.
You lost your chance because you're in the UK, right?
Yeah.
Patrick.
Hey, Magomed, this is Pat McCoy from Combat Sports UK. So your opponent also undefeated. It's who's going to lose their O, right? He's shown little weakness, but do you see any weaknesses in his game and advantages you can exploit?
Where's Lopez weak? Where is he not strong?
I think I have more experience in amateur career, and I fought with different guys, tall guys, short guys, wrestling, striker guys, and for me it's not problem. I think you're gonna take me down, and I'm ready for everything. I always improving my skills, grappling, wrestling, striking, and I'm ready, and I'm gonna show what I can do.
And a matchup I would love to see, and I reckon a lot of fans would like to see, is in the playoffs, a matchup against last year's champion, Sadibou Saya. How do you feel about that potential fight?
Now I still focus for this fight, and I'm gonna get this winner, and after we'll see who will be my next opponent. I'm ready for everyone.
All right. Joshan?
Jose Montesino from Panda Sports Club. So your last fight was against Mr. Taylor. He was a finalist in last year's finals. And it only took you 1 minute to knock him out. Visualizing the entire division, how do you see yourself this year? And what skills do you have that it puts you as a number one fighter in your position?
No, I'm very confident in my skills, and it was my plan. Delano always used jab. I'm just wait him. I show him one fake, like I wanted take him down, and after I used my right hand. It was my plan, my plan of my team.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Okay. Did you have another question, Joshan, or was that it?
That's it. Thank you. Good luck.
Thank you. Jay Christian.
Magomed, Coach V, how are you, sir?
Good, thank you.
Understood. Jay Christian Gary of Focus Fights Audio. I just want to ask you a couple of quick questions. First of all, I know you defeated Delano the Postman Taylor last time out, PFL finalist 2022 and all that. But has your team done any research on Naive Cacholo Lopez heading into this fight, considering y'all are both undefeated?
Have you watched any tape on your opponent or done any research into your opponent since you're both undefeated?
Have you seen his fight?
Yeah. Have you watched Lopez?
I watched that just his last fight. It's enough for me. I know what I'm gonna do. I have planned. I'm gonna show on Friday.
Okay, understood. And considering the fact that you're pretty much right in the window of winning, well, not only winning the PFL this year, but obviously winning $1 million. What would winning the PFL Welterweight Championship and being $1 million richer mean to you? Well, not just to you, but also to those following your journey.
No, it's a big motivation for me. I gonna get this belt and 1 million. I gonna help my family. I have big family, and I'm very hungry. And, I have big motivation.
Understood. But well, other than that, best of skill to you, Magomed, on Friday. I'm pretty sure you won't need it, but you'll definitely hope to have it.
Awesome. All right. Thanks, Magomed. Appreciate your time today. We're gonna go right next door.
Sorry, I'm hungry.
Yeah, no, that's good. It's good.
Speaking only about food.
All right, guys, we are going to take about 5-10 minute break. If you need to use the facilities or grab a bite to eat or something to drink, please do so now. And we will be back in about 5-10 minutes with Sadibou. Thank you. I am muted. Sorry, guys. Joshan, please get us started with the champ.
Jose Montesino for Panda Sports Clubs. How are you today?
I'm doing amazing. How are you doing?
Good, good. Thank you for asking. So 5 wins in a row. Last year's champ. For someone like you who have enough experience in the PFL format, how being last year's champ and having 5 wins in a row changed your mentality from a couple of years ago?
Yeah, that's a good question. To be honest, nothing has changed since the championship or since the last fight. But what happened is me actually sitting down with my team before last season and making sure we made all the necessary changes in regards to what I needed to do, because I believe there were some gaps and some holes in my game that we needed to cover up, and we did that. And after that, we haven't looked back. After each fight, we look at what can we do to get better, what can we take with us, and that's just the mindset that we've been carrying on.
Thank you and good luck.
Patrick.
Hey, Sadibou, this is Patrick McCoy from Combat Sports UK. So I noticed on your Instagram, you posted a thing where you were practicing the knee that you caught your last opponent with. And so you nailed that game plan. So I'm wondering, what is the game plan going into this one, and how confident are you that you can nail it?
So if you watched it, you know that I released that one after the fight. So I'm not going to tell you anything before and give out any secrets. But all jokes aside, to be honest, we was very fortunate last time. We worked on a lot of different things, and that was one sequence that we saw an opportunity, and we capitalized on it. For this one, we've been working on a lot of different things, and without saying too much, the first and most important thing is to get the hand raised. But we have a couple of viral things that we're gonna throw at him and see if anything sticks.
Love it, man. And a solid win here, and you're definitely in the playoffs. There's 3 other guys in the top 4: Carlos Leal, Magomed Umalatov, and Magomedkerimov. Who of those guys would you like to face first in the playoffs?
So I've gotten this question a lot of times, and I understand why it all makes sense, but I'm focused about 2 guys, myself and my opponent that I have in front of me. Without beating him and without looking past him, if I were to look past him, neither of those names would matter. So I'm not worried about those guys.
And the opponent, Shane Mitchell, last one from me. What's the prediction?
I'm getting my hand raised for sure, and hopefully a first or second round finish, but getting the hand race is the most important thing, and that's for sure what's going to happen on Friday.
Can't wait, man. Good luck.
Appreciate you.
Susanna.
Hi, Sadi. Hi, Susanna from Dreamcatcher Media UK. Yeah, I just had a quick question. I read that you'd had vision problems growing up, and you'd fought most of your early career with up to 40% vision. How is that going now? And can you see your opponent properly?
Yeah, that is right. That is right. I did a couple of surgeries when I was younger. Thankfully, that's not an issue anymore. My vision is on point, and yes, so that's I've always said it's gonna be worse for my opponent when I'm actually able to see them properly, which I am.
Right. Okay. And just, it's not a question really, but I first saw you fight live in Cardiff, and you had a massive following with your family there, and they got the whole crowd going in the whole arena. Where are they turning up next? Because I was sitting in the middle of them, and it was great.
So I've got to have a little bit of like a small fan base that's gonna be here for this one, but not as big as in Cardiff, or I believe for the championship in New York, I believe it was like 60 to 70 people flying in from Sweden for that one. So that's moments that are like life, like you're gonna remember for life, like which is so crazy to just comprehend. But I know I have amazing support, even though they're not in the stands, and they're with me.
Yes, yes. Okay, all the best for Friday then. I'll be watching. Okay.
Appreciate you.
Okay, bye.
Corey Newman. Corey, we cannot hear you.
Hello, can you hear me now?
Yes.
Awesome. Sadibou, how you doing? It's Corey Newman with Tunnel Vision Sports.
Amazing, Corey. How you doing?
Good. I was wondering how winning 5 fights in a row, including the championship, has influenced MMA in Sweden. If so, how?
That's a good question. To be honest, the thing is, I think that like the sport is growing. We have a lot of great fighters coming from Sweden. Like so, and the sport is just gonna continue grow. I haven't been in Sweden as much as earlier years, since I'm now based in Vegas. But the support from Sweden has been amazing, and I believe that, like I said, it's just gonna keep growing.
And then one more from me. It's Shane Mitchell's first fight this season. He looked good in the first round before ultimately losing a decision. He's going to need a finish in this fight. So do you expect him to come forward and come very aggressive at you?
Yeah, so that's right. He for him to be able to advance, he needs points. So I'm ready for whatever. I'm ready for him to come out right out of the gate. I'm ready for him to be calculated and just try to get the like I'm ready for all different scenarios. So I'm not only thinking that he's gonna try to come out for one round
Gotcha. All the best. I'm looking forward to your fight Friday night.
Appreciate that.
Anik.
Sadibou, Anik Subramanian, Fightbook MMA. Good to see you again.
Likewise.
So Francis Ngannou has been the PFL's biggest signing. They're working together to build a PFL Africa League. What would it mean to fight in Africa and represent Senegal?
Oh, wow. First and foremost, very happy for PFL and for Francis for making that deal. And yeah, Africa is close to my heart, and that would be a dream come true. And that's something that I'm definitely gonna push for and try to be a part of. So I hope that's something that we get to see.
Gotcha. One more from me. 4 of the 5 PFL welterweight fights ended in finishes this year. Do you think that you're part of the most exciting division in the PFL?
I believe so, because we don't have a middleweight division. So a lot of the welterweights could fight as middleweights as well. So I believe that's why we have, in my opinion, one of the strongest division in PFL, and frankly, one of the strongest welterweight divisions in the world.
Thank you, Sadibou, and excited to see you on Friday.
Appreciate that.
Gavin.
Hi, Sadibou. With the PFL having a European series, would you ever, for like your retirement fight, like to be on one of the European cards so you have a chance for our fans near?
So obviously, like I would love to fight in Europe. That would make it so much easier for my friends and family from Sweden to come out. Fighting for PFL in Sweden would be a dream, just as well as fighting in Africa. So, like, I'm trying to stick around for I have a lot of work to do in this game. I've been saying that I believe that I'm gonna start hitting my prime maybe next season, next year. So hopefully we'll see me fight in both Sweden and in Africa.
Okay, that'd be great. Thanks.
Appreciate it.
All right. Last question for Mills, please.
Hey, how's it going, sweetest Denzel?
Hey, good. Thank you. How are you doing?
Good. It's MMA Locker Room, part of Pub Sports Radio. Just got a question for you. You know, looking at all the former champions who just won the competition, some of them lost real early, like Brandon Loughnane. Have you learned any lessons from seeing that happen early on in this tournament, or are you going out there with the same mind state as ours?
Yeah, you're right. So that the thing is, for me, that's what I believe. Like, Brandon is a friend of mine, and I'm always gonna be rooting for him. But what happened in his fight, like, not that his opponent is a major underdog or something like that, but that's just the beautiful part of fighting in MMA and why you tune in, because it doesn't matter what the odds say and who's the favorite. You still have to go out, and everyone, like Tyson said, has a plan until you get punched in the face. So with that being said, nothing for me has changed because I already had that mindset, be ready for everything and anything. But that's part of the game.
Got it. And one more about your gym, Extreme Couture. You know, you're training with a lot of high-level athletes over there. But when you're training and doing your sparring, who's the one person in the gym that hits the heavy bag the hardest, to where you turn around and think, man, what's going on?
It's the heavy bag hardest. Is that what you said?
Yes, sir.
I haven't seen him hit the heavy bag, but I would assume it's Francis.
Got it. And last one for me, man. A lot of talk is being said about, you know, former champions competing with other champions, like Bellator champions versus UFC champions. I think it's time for PFL to get in that mention. How do you feel about the welterweight division competing against the other champions and other organizations?
My man, finally, it's time.
Got it. Love to hear it, man. A best of skill this week.
Appreciate that.
All right, Sadibou, that's it for this room. Thank you so much.
Still keep the...
We'll just go right next door, and then you'll be done.
All right. Good, brother. Go.
All right, you can just sit in that chair right there.
Oh, that's it. Yeah, good.
That? Yeah, fuck. It's so beautiful when you work, you know. Thank you. Because it was so tall.
All right, guys, the champ is here. OAM, Anik, start us off.
OAM, Anik Subramanian, Fightbook MMA. I love the fit, first of all.
Thank you.
And
sponsor. You know, now I'm not allowed to wear anything else.
Very nice, very nice. Do you want to give them a shout out?
Yeah, Robert the Gentleman.
Love it. One question from me. What did you think of the Canadians' performance at UFC 289?
Oh, I was so happy for them. It's pretty... what's the name of... is it a guy from Toronto? I'm not sure. Anyway, the guy looked like me, but like evil me. It's pretty funny. He won by guillotine, I think. But yeah, I was so happy with their performance. You know, like, I think we needed that. I think Canada needed that. And it was awesome to see. I mean, Ayman fought super well. Marc-André fought super well. I forgot everybody else, but everybody, yeah, fought well, and I was really impressed with the event. You know, so I was really happy, really happy.
Awesome. I look forward to seeing you continue to carry Canadian MMA on Friday. Best of luck.
Thank you.
Patrick.
Hey, Olivier, this is Padman Corey from Combat Sports UK. So Anthony Romero, he's yet to fight in a proper PFL smart cage. So what kind of fight do you anticipate from him?
I don't know. I don't know if he's gonna go crazy to try to do that, to make the tournament, or if he's gonna do like all his fights, be more like a fight IQ fighter. So I don't know. I'm ready for anything, and to be honest, I don't really care.
And last time out was a big win, stole the hype of Shane Burgos. Were there any lessons you took from that fight that you're going to bring into this fight?
No.
All right, man. Good luck on Friday.
Thank you so much.
Susanna.
Hi, Ollie. Hi. It's Susanna from London, Dreamcatcher Media UK. You might know me as Susanna K Photography, but
oh yeah.
yeah. Okay, sorry.
I cannot see you. So
oh right. Okay. So yeah.
Are you back in the UK?
Yes.
Oh damn.
Yeah, no, I'm back here for now. Yeah, I just I had a couple of questions. One, I thought you'd said in the past that you don't do a huge amount of sparring leading up to fights. So I just wondered how you keep your reactions up to speed, if that's true.
I do small gloves, so it's light sparring. But
Right.
I don't do big glove with 100%. Try to knock the other guy out. So it's I do light sparring just to keep my mind sharp, but that's pretty much it. And like, to be honest, when I do those kind of stuff, I don't really get hit, unless there's like a mistake from my part, a mistake from my not my opponent but my partner. There's not a lot. I don't get hit a lot in training, I would say.
Okay, and your opponent this time around has got a Taekwondo background. Have you fought similar styles before, and have you got defenses against that dark art all prepared?
Yeah, I didn't know he was had a background in Taekwondo, but yeah, like I fought Alex Martinez. I think he black belt in Taekwondo. And one of my training partner, actually, Ian, is a black belt in Taekwondo too. So yeah, I know the style. It's the guys are dangerous, but it's a little bit like me. I come from judo, but I'm gonna use some technique. But if I use too much judo, it's not good for MMA, and it's the same thing for Taekwondo. You're gonna use some technique, but not a lot of thing.
Yeah, mixed. Okay, well, all the best for Friday. I'll be watching, and see you in Montreal when I'm back.
Awesome. See you soon.
Okay, see you. Bye.
Corey Newman.
What's up, champ? Corey Newman here with Tunnel Vision Sports. I was just wondering how you are staying motivated ahead of this playoffs coming up in this fight. Being the current champion or the last season's champion, what is keeping you motivated?
I'm not motivated, but that's the secret,
You're not motivated coming into this fight?
Nah, no, I was not the last fight. I'm not this fight. Like it's I said it, like it's a bonus this year, but do I want to be here? No, fuck. I want to be in vacation, but I did everything I needed to win this fight, and I'm gonna do everything I can to win this fight on Friday. But to tell you that I'm motivated, no. Anyway, like everybody I fight, they're the most motivated they ever been, and I still beat them.
I appreciate the honesty. That's all for me. I look forward to seeing you fight Friday, and I hope you get that much needed vacation soon, man.
Thank you.
Have a good one.
Gavin.
Hi, Owen. Do you think your win over Shane Burgos proves that you've improved since your UFC run, and that it's not just the level of competition?
I didn't understand the end of the sentence.
So with your win over Shane Burgos, it proves that you've improved it from your UFC run, or is it just the level of competition?
I don't know. I don't know what to answer how to answer the question. I would say no.
Okay, and what separates you from the rest of the fighters in your division?
What difference I am from the rest of the fighter in the division?
What separates you?
Yeah, what separates you from everyone else in your division?
Oh.
What makes you different?
I don't know. I guess I'm French.
Okay, that's good. Thanks. Good luck.
Thanks.
Jay Christian.
OAM, bonjour. What's up, brother?
What's up? You good?
I'm doing great. OAM. It's Jay Christian Gary, your Focus Fights audio. I just got a couple quick questions to ask. First of all, when it comes down to your next fight, I know that he's from the province directly next to where you are. And obviously he is from the same side of the country as you, but have you seen or studied any footage on the native of Niagara Falls, Ontario, Canada, Anthony the Genius Romero?
Yeah, I did. Like, I didn't know who he was when they told me his name, but I did watch some of his fight, and I think I did an interview, and the journalist even told me that I trained with him, but to be honest, I don't remember.
And I'm pretty sure he'll probably remember you more than you'll remember him. And
yeah, I think at that point he like nobody really knew who he was, and I think we just did situation together. So like no sparring. Like I think it was a back situation or something like this.
Understood. And my second and final question I want to ask is, I know that people remember you from fighting in the UFC. Some people remember you from fighting on those small shows in Montreal or fighting on The Ultimate Fighter. But if you win this next match, if you win this next fight, you're on the fast track to winning another $1 million in your bank account and another PFL Lightweight tournament. What would an extra $1 million and retaining your PFL Lightweight championship mean to those trying to follow your career who are just starting out?
I guess it would mean a lot. well, anyway, for me, like it would be great. You know, it's there's not a lot of double champion PFL, and certainly not a lot of double champion the new generation of PFL. You know, so that would be great for me. That would be great for Canada, and I think it would open the eyes of a lot of Canadian fighters. You know, some of them have one dream, and the dream is the UFC. But I think they starting to understand that there is another option. You know, especially after I won the last year, a lot of people are talking about PFL in Montreal.
I see, and I'm sorry to ask, since this fight is going to be taking place not just on ESPN and ESPN Plus here in the States, it's going to air on TSN and RDS in Canada. Anything you would like to say to those trying to check you out and enjoy your style of combat?
Bonne Saint-Jean, tabarnak.
Oh, I mean, are you asking that towards me? Because, sorry, I don't understand French.
Too bad.
Mes apologies, Olivier. Other than that, best of skill to you, and I hope you do win this next fight, man.
Thank you so much.
No problem.
Steven and then Mills.
Hi, Olivier. How's it going, man?
I'm good, and you?
I'm good, thank you. We've got a unique situation in the lightweight division where yourself, Clay Collard, Bruno Miranda, Nathan Schultz, Hausmann Fio, all sitting on 3 points, meaning the race for playoffs is wide open coming into this last fight. Everyone's still alive in terms of making the playoffs. So it's really just a straight shootout on Friday night. With that being said, as the reigning champion, what is your message for the rest of the division going into Friday?
I guess do your best. Yeah.
Simple as that. I like it, man. Best of luck.
Thank you.
All right, Mills, finish us off, please.
Hey, how's it going? OAM is MMA Locker Room, part of Pub Sports Radio.
What's up?
Nothing much. There's been a lot of talk about, champions fighting other champions and organizations, and I think you're actually the perfect person to ask for this. So how do you think you would do compared to the other champions and the other organizations at the lightweight division in Bellator or UFC if they all were to compete in a PFL style tournament?
I think right now we can all agree that Makhachev is the best in the world. I would like to fight him for sure, but I would put him a favorite against me. I mean, other than that, there's a lot of really great fighter outside of PFL, and I think I would give them a good fight. With that being said, I don't think I would be a big favorite against a lot of them.
Yeah, always don't got to be the favorite to win. You weren't the favorite in your last fight out, and you see how that came out. So with that being said, last question. What's the best gangster movie of all time?
I would say Snatch, maybe.
Nice.
Yeah, I really like Guy Ritchie. A lot of Guy Ritchie gangster movie are really my kind of movie, yeah. Lock, Stock is really good. Even his last one. What's the last one he did? The Gentleman.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah, it was really good. Guy Ritchie is really, really good. And I think he forgot his roots at some point, but now he kind of back to it. And he even is in the Gentleman. Like, I didn't really like the fighting scene, but there was some MMA in there, there was an MMA gym, which was really interesting, even though, well, they were doing more Kung Fu than MMA, but it was still interesting. I would have liked, though, that he really chose them to do like real MMA technique and have the actor like fake it, I guess. But other than that, it was really a great movie.
All right. Thanks for talking to you, man. Can't wait to see your fight this week.
Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you for your time today, Olivier.
Thank you.
Appreciate You're just going to go right next door to the media room, and then you're done.
Thanks, Alex. See you guys.
See ya. We call Alex. Oh, okay. Hello. Okay, I have Maga in the seat. I think probably the best way to do it is just kind of put you in the middle and hope you can hear both. All right.
Just put it on speaker so you can hear.
Okay.
Then he'll out the questions. But make sure you put it like
Okay.
on the phone so that
Okay.
they can hear it too.
Okay. All right. Guys, we got Magomed here, and we will be using a translator, so please give them some time to translate and go a little slow if you don't mind. Jonathan, will you please kick us off?
Jonathan Ramlakan, 5 Reasons Sports. Magomed, you're a former finalist, former champion, and you're on your way to make the playoffs again this year. Should you win the championship, where would you rank yourself in all-time PFL greatness?
Магомед, вы уже являетесь финалистом, раньше выходили в финал, также становились чемпионом, и сейчас у вас все складывается так, что хороший вариант, что вы вероятно, что можете в финал выйти. И если вы победите в этом сезоне в чемпионате, как вы думаете, на какой ступени среди всех PFL оппонентов вы будете стоять? Будете вы считать себя самым лучшим во всем дивизионе?
Приветствую всех. Да, конечно, если я второй раз выиграю чемпионаты, да, конечно, в своем дивизионе, я думаю, буду самым лучшим спортсменом. Это сомнений не вижу. У меня 13 побед в ПФЛ, только одно поражение. Can you hear him, Alex?
Yes, the way I see it, as you said, if I finish this championship as the champion, if I win the belt this time, then there is nobody to compare me in this division, because so far with PFL, my record is 13 wins and 1 loss. Definitely, I'm going to be the number 1 guy in the rankings.
Awesome. And speaking of that one loss, your last and only loss in the PFL is against Ray Cooper. Given the new super fight division here in the PFL, would that be something that interests you in the future?
Да, действительно, у вас всего лишь одно поражение, к сожалению, было от Рэя Купера. В остальном вы доминируете очень уверенно. Теперь PFL создает новый дивизион для супербоев, который будет pay-per-view. Как вы считаете, потенциально вы хотели бы участвовать в этом формате?
Да, конечно, я буду очень рад, если они меня в супердивизион закинут. Я буду очень рад и думаю, покажу там очень зрелищные, красивые бои.
Yes, indeed. I know about the super division, and I'm definitely looking forward to participating there, giving a chance, because I think I'm the kind of guy who always puts out, great performance, spectacular fights, and I do feel like I belong there.
Awesome. Thank you, Magomed, and good luck in your fight.
Thank you.
Anik.
Maga, Anik Subramanian, Fightbook MMA. Who are your main training partners at American Top Team for this fight?
Магомед, подходя к этому бою, кто были ваши основные спарринг-партнеры, подходя к этому бою?
Подходя к этому бою, на этот бой я готовился в Дагестане, в клубе Хабиба Нурмагомедова. Там у меня были спарринг-партнеры, там очень хорошие бойцы. Там Сагид Загахмаев, там Мурат Рамазанов, Икрам Алискеров. Они, эти все бойцы дерутся в топовых организациях. Очень крепкие ребята.
As a matter of fact, coming to this fight, I was not at the American Top Team. I was back home in Dagestan. I was preparing at the school named after Aubin-Mercier Magomedov. And all our Dagestani guys, Saeed, Ramazan, Ikram Aliskerov, so all those great fights back at the Khabib school, and I was preparing back home.
Thank you, Maga. One more question from me. Ikram Aliskerov is supposed to fight Paulo Costa at UFC 291. How do you think he looks, and what's your prediction for that fight?
Вопрос по поводу Икрама Алискерова. У него уже бой в UFC с Паулой Костой предстоит. Как ты думаешь, насколько он уверенно подходит и насколько он готов к этому бою, и как он закончится?
Икрам сейчас очень хорошей форме, готовится с олимпийским чемпионом по вольной борьбе. С Ширвани Мурадовым, он борется с ним, подтягивает борьбу. Я думаю, Икрам должен загнать Паулу Коста.
Ikram right now is one of the best shapes I've seen him. He's been training viciously. He's training with the Olympic champion, Gajimuradov. So I think Paulo Costa might have a little trouble coming into this fight. Ikram is ready.
Thank you, Maga, and best of luck on Friday.
Thank you.
Patrick?
Hey, Magomed, this is Pedram Kaur from Combat Sports UK. So how high is the motivation for you to get back to the championship setting that you've gotten to multiple times now?
Вопрос, Магомед, по поводу, насколько важно для тебя и насколько тебя это мотивирует, то, что ты хочешь опять получить, завоевать свой пояс, выиграть этот чемпионат. То есть, действительно, насколько тебя это мотивирует сейчас?
Меня очень сильно мотивирует это. Если я не выиграю этот пояс, мне будет чувство удовлетворенности не будет. Я хочу получить чувство удовлетворенности, завоевать второй пояс, и тогда я буду спокоен, душевно.
Well, as of now, this is my main goal. This is what I live by right now because I feel like that belt has to come back home to me, and this is my priority right now. I'm losing my sleep. Even not thinking that it's not might not happen. So for me, this is the priority number one right now.
And the David Savada matchup, where do you see your advantages and how do you see this fight going?
Вопрос по поводу твоего оппонента Дэвид Завада. В чем ты видишь свои преимущества над ним и как ты думаешь, потенциально этот бой может пройти и закончиться?
Преимущества надо мной я не вижу у него никаких, потому что я знаю, у меня опыт большой. Я самый техничный боец в этой лиге, во всей лиге, можно сказать. Я могу бороться, я могу партеры работать, я могу стойки работать. Я не вижу у него никаких шансов, если только какой-нибудь случайный удар.
I think I'm superior to him in pretty much any discipline, whether it comes to grappling, wrestling, striking. I'm ready to go with him, whether it's going to be on the ground or standing up. And that pretty much applies to the whole division. I think I'm I'm the most technical fighter right now in the division. So the only way I see him winning is by some lucky punch. Otherwise, I think I'm going to outperform him.
All right, Jay Christian.
Magomedkerimov, Coke V, how are you doing, sir?
Hello, I'm good. I feel very, very good. Thank you.
Okay. Jay Christian Gary, Focus Fights Audio, got a couple questions for you. First of all, when it comes down to your fight against David Zawada, have you done any research on your opponent?
Что касается Дэвида Завады, ты смотрел его бои, какое-то исследование провел его стиля, как он выступает?
Нет, я не смотрел его бой. Я просто последний его бой в PFL смотрел живую, а другие бои его не смотрел.
I haven't done much research on him, but I've been present and I've been watching his last fight in person when he was fighting. So that was enough for me to understand his style and where he stands with his skills.
Okay. Second question. When it comes down to your when it comes down to this fight, if you win against Zawada, you're on the fast track to $1 million and possibly the PFL Welterweight title. What would a win what am I trying to say? What would that $1 million cash prize and the PFL Welterweight title mean to your career and for those who want to continue to hear from you after your career, your legacy?
Пока все успешно продвигается, у тебя есть хороший шанс в этом году опять получить 2 приза, пояс и деньги. Что будет для тебя это означать? То есть, и то, и пояс, и деньги. И как ты думаешь, люди будут воспринимать тебя, если ты дважды станешь чемпионом? Что это будет означать для твоего наследия?
В первую очередь, это будет для меня, в первую очередь, удовлетворение себя, потому что я столько лет иду по дороге спорта, и когда ты завоевываешь пояс, это тебя успокаивает. И многие люди, наверное, думают, что я первый раз случайно выиграл, и хочу второй раз доказать, что я на самом деле являюсь в этом дивизионе, в этой организации самым лучшим.
Well, first of all, that's going to be a great satisfaction for myself because this is what I live by. I've been doing this for many years. I've been in the sport forever, training with different people, different schools. So obviously that's the reward that we get and satisfaction for ourselves. There is nothing like getting that belt. It's a unique feeling. And then when it comes to other people, I think that some people might think, well, maybe the first time he became a champion by accident or just things didn't pan out for other fighters. So this time, if I become a two-time champion, that's a pattern, and that's where you prove that, yes, hey, I'm the right guy and I'm doing this for a reason. And it's not because of others, but because of myself, I achieved all those results.
Understood. And I hope it's okay with me asking one more question. When it comes down to how Russians have been perceived since the invasion on Ukraine, I mean, I just got to ask, what do you think? I mean, how do you think that Russian athletes should be perceived, you know, as far as, you know, I'm sorry if I'm asking this and if this is a loaded question, but how do you feel Russian athletes should be perceived, even if they don't support the invasion of Ukraine?
Вопрос по поводу конфликта между Россией и Украиной. Многие спортсмены из России, у них проблемы из-за этого создались. Некоторые не могут не выступать. Как ты считаешь, это справедливо, то, что те бойцы, которые, допустим, или спортсмены поддерживают со стороны России конфликт, то, что их ограничивают в выступлении, это несправедливо? Ты думаешь, вообще, как бы, ну, то, что ограничивает людей?
Да, конечно, это очень несправедливо. Спорт посол мира, не зря говорят, спортсменов в войну втягивать и их ограничить от Олимпиады, от чемпионата мира, это очень неправильно.
Yeah, I think sports should stay out of politics and vice versa. The fact that people are training, you know, all their life, whether it's for Olympic Games or for different world championships, different leagues, and they put all the effort, and then just because of the politics, something they have no relation to, you know, they being stopped or not giving an opportunity to perform within that limit period of time that we have. I think it's very unfair. I think sportsmanship should be a peacemaking effort and not to separate people. So I really feel bad for sport, for people, for athletes who are being stripped of their opportunities.
Understood. Well, other than that, all I gotta say is Lushisti is Masterov. Best of skill to you on Friday, Magomedkerimov.
All right, Mills, wrap us up, please.
Salam alaikum, my brother.
Wa alaikum assalam.
All right. MMA Locker Room here, part of Pop Sports Radio. It seems like you have the welterweight division pretty much in your hand ever since you came into PFL. I still remember when you entered the tournament after missing a fight. You choked out Curtis Millender in round 1 real quick. Ever since you've been in the PFL, have your mentality changed to go into the fights, or are you still going into every single fight with the same fight style in the same way, being that sometimes your leg is a little bit injured?
Я помню, за тобой наблюдал с самого твоего первого боя, когда ты в PFL зашел. Кертис Миллендер был твой первый оппонент, ты его в первом раунде и вырубил. Ты, когда вот начинал в лиге участвовать, наверняка переживал, то есть были какие-то сомнения. Сейчас, спустя какое-то время, когда ты подходишь к боям, у тебя до сих пор какое-то волнение остается, ощущение, чувство какого-то неуверенности, волнения, или ты уже со временем начинаешь выходить в клетку совсем с другим настроем в голове?
Честно сказать, у меня таких волнений никогда не бывало, когда по ММА дрался, особенно когда в PFL я уже был достаточно опытным бойцом. С каждым боем я, когда на бои прилетаю, мне даже кажется, что я просто на отдых прилетел, а не на бои.
As a matter of fact, me coming into PFL, I was already a well-seasoned fighter, and I already learned how not to worry too much. Even the fight that you brought up, I was already very confident coming out. Just because of my previous experience. So now, whenever I fly in, I've noticed that I actually enjoy and look forward to my fights. It always gives me satisfaction, and it feels to me almost like a vacation or like adventure whenever I have a fight coming up and I come out. So I'm looking forward to it. There is definitely no any fear or like negative feelings.
Got it. And last one for me. If you could invite 3 fighters in any organization in any weight class to join you for some training sessions, maybe to add on and learn some things, who would those 3 fighters be?
Если бы у тебя была сейчас такая возможность пригласить 3 бойцов с собой заниматься спарринг-партнерами, неважно какой весовой класс, то есть чтобы просто у них чему-то научиться, то есть кого ты считаешь реально очень одаренными бойцами, с кем бы ты хотел потренироваться, иметь возможность? 3 человек можешь назвать?
Ну, я тренировался с очень многими бойцами, с хорошими, там, с Джон Джонсом тренировался, с Хабибом тренировался, там, очень многими бойцами тренировался. Тут от кого много чего можно научиться, это от Хабиб, Магомедов, Джон Джонс и кого еще можно назвать? И третье, вот 2 людей могу назвать.
Those will be the people that I already trained with, and obviously they're considered to be GOATs. Those John Jones and Khabib Nurmagomedov had some experience, and given an opportunity, I would go back and train with those guys again.
Awesome. All right. Actually, this will be the last question. Susanna.
Hi, Magomed. Susanna from Dreamcatcher Media UK in London. Really quick question. Do you have a fighting name, a nickname?
Магомед, вопрос заключается, есть ли у тебя никнейм, который ты используешь в боях?
Я, который использую, нет, но PFL мне дали Магомедо, и вполне устраивает это.
I don't have the one that I picked myself, or the one that is official, but since I came and became a champion in PFL, they've been calling me Maga Million, and I'm pretty happy with that name. I think I like it.
Okay. Okay. Thank you very much, Magomed.
Awesome. Magomedkerimov, thank you for your time today. Appreciate you. We're just going to go right next door. Alex, if you'll please stay on the phone.
Absolutely.
All right, guys, that includes Media Day today. The link will be available shortly, and appreciate all your participation and questions today. We will see you in San Antonio in August.
Thanks for everything, Tani.
All right.